it!
Hiring? Aren't you tired of hoping the right candidates see your job posts and apply? It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Huh? Do this.
Oh my god!
Ma'am, you are not bringing that to your room. No. No. No, ma'am.
Let's hope Michael Jackson didn't possess this dog. You know you've got to clean that mess, but you just can't stay mad at their quirks.
Putting his freaking claw on him.
Well, nothing special here, just a doggo with a raincoat.
Yeah, that's how you think you're gonna get outside? Good morning, everyone! Hi, Gigi! Come on, big girl. You hungry, Biggs? Yes.
This good boy did everything he could say. Why on earth do the big guys fall in love with the smaller ones that are 100 times smaller than them?
Truly a win-win relationship.
Right.
Sometimes a dog fostering a cat just means not starting legendary drama between two species.
These people's cat really loves potatoes.
That's one way to make friends.
Mean. Maybe like this orange cat here.
等一下，不要吃我的手。
What's going on? What did I do to you? At this point, she's one song away from a full Disney movie.
Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, MIT in the Moments That Made Me Smile Without Realizing. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. MIT is not a heroic dog in the traditional sense. He doesn't save people from burning buildings or perform tricks that make crowds applaud. MIT is simply MIT. Medium-sized, slightly clumsy, with ears that never quite agree on which direction to point. Yet somehow, without any grand effort, MIT has become the quiet reason behind many of my unexpected smiles. Every morning begins the same way. My alarm rings, I groan, and MIT lifts his head from the floor as if he has been waiting for that exact sound his whole life. He doesn't rush. He stretches slowly, dramatically, like a retired athlete warming up for a very gentle competition. Then he walks over and places his chin on the edge of my bed, just close enough for me to feel his warm breath. He doesn't bark. He doesn't demand. He simply waits. And before I realize it, I smile. MIT follows me through ordinary moments as if they are important events. When I make coffee, he sits nearby, watching with intense focus, convinced that this strange human ritual might suddenly involve him. When I work at my desk, MIT lies under the table, occasionally poking my leg with his nose, just to check that I'm still there. When I sigh from stress, he lifts his head and looks at me like he understands far more than he lets on. One afternoon, I caught myself smiling at my screen for no reason. I thought maybe I had read something funny. Then I noticed MIT behind me, trying and failing to quietly steal a sock. His movements were slow, exaggerated, full of concentration. When the sock slipped from his mouth and he froze, pretending nothing had happened, I laughed softly. That laugh came easily, without effort, without thought. It came because of MIT. In those moments, I realized something simple but powerful. Joy doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes, it walks on four paws and sits beside you while you live your normal life. MIT has a special talent for turning ordinary days into gentle chaos. Not destructive chaos, just enough to remind me that life is alive. On rainy days, MIT insists on going outside, even though he clearly hates being wet. He steps into puddles with suspicion, lifting each paw like the ground might betray him. When he finally gets soaked, he looks at me with pure confusion, as if asking why I allowed such injustice. I always end up laughing, even while drying him off with towels that somehow become wetter than he is. MIT also has strong opinions about my schedule. If I work too long, he brings me a toy and drops it at my feet. If I ignore it, he sighs loudly and lies down in a dramatic pose of disappointment. If I continue to ignore him, he escalates, resting his head on my knee, staring directly into my eyes. Resistance is useless. I smile, stand up, and take a break. There was a day when everything felt heavy. Work was overwhelming, the world felt noisy, and my thoughts wouldn't slow down. I sat on the floor, staring at nothing. MIT walked over, sat beside me, and leaned his entire weight against my shoulder. He didn't try to cheer me up. He didn't need to. His presence was enough. I smiled, not because things were suddenly better, but because I wasn't alone. MIT doesn't understand deadlines, money, or worries about the future. What he understands is now. He understands warmth, routine, affection, and loyalty. Watching him live so fully in the present teaches me something every day. Happiness isn't found by chasing more. It's found by noticing what's already here. Sometimes, I think MIT is quietly training me, not the other way around. Teaching me patience when he walks too slowly. Teaching me forgiveness when he makes a mess. Teaching me gratitude when he chooses to sit next to me, again and again, as if there is nowhere else he would rather be. Looking at my life with MIT, I realize that many of my smiles are not planned. They appear suddenly, quietly, in moments that seem insignificant at first. And that is exactly the lesson MIT offers, not through words, but through being himself. In our modern lives, we often rush. We focus on goals, problems, and what comes next. Animals like MIT remind us to slow down. They show us the value of presence, of simple routines, of shared silence. From MIT, I learned that care does not need to be loud, and love does not need to be complicated. A shared moment, a gentle touch, or simply sitting together can be enough. For anyone living with animals, or even without them, the advice is simple: pay attention. Notice the small connections around you. Treat animals not as accessories, but as companions with emotions and needs. Respect their rhythms, learn their language, and allow them to influence you. When humans choose kindness toward animals, we also soften ourselves. We become more patient, more aware, more humane. MIT doesn't know he has changed my life, but every time I smile without realizing it, I know he has. And that quiet bond between humans and animals is one of the most beautiful things we can protect in today's world.